Okay, I just totally made a great video about this great beer, and it wasn't recording. So we'll try again. That's unfortunate. It was great. All right, take two. So tonight I am giving Imperial Mutt Brown Ale a try. So this is part of the 2015 Stone Spotlight series. And so this is their second annual, if I remember correctly on the side of this bottle. Second annual Spotlight series, yes. And so this is technically a specialty beer because there really isn't such thing as an Imperial Brown Ale category, but it's Imperial by the fact that it is 9% alcohol by volume, where the Brown Ale, American Brown Ale category really tops out at 6.2. But since I already did the video, I know it's a great beer. And I'm really glad that they were kind of pushing the envelope and trying something new and funky. It says on the back that one of the brewers who came up with this particular recipe doesn't like brown ale, hadn't found a brown ale that he liked, I should say, perhaps, and he likes this one. And so that speaks volumes for it. When I poured it, it had a pretty nice head, and at this point it didn't retain for long, but it stuck around for a minute. And the smell, oh my gosh. It smells so good. It's like chocolatey and malty and sweet. Just this great complexity. It has a kind of, I don't want to say citrusy necessarily quality to it as well, but there's definitely like a nice American hop. It's not earthy, you know, or floral so much, but just this, anyway, this nice hop quality. Yeah, it kind of is floral, actually, now that I think about it. But, boy almighty, it smells great. So appearance-wise, it's pretty opaque. It's dark brown. It has a little bit of a red tinge to it. All of that is appropriate. The head was appropriate, and it actually says that, low to moderate off-white to light tan head. Yeah. Anyway, I was wondering about the head retention, but as I drink this down, I also wanted to kind of have a chance to look at whether or not it formed legs with this 9% alcohol by volume. So if I forget, maybe watch the glass. I don't know. We'll see. Flavor. Oh my gosh. Man, this brew, I tell you. Sometimes I go to a beer section and I stand there and like the beer guy / security keeps walking by me and he's like, "Do you need any help?" And I'm like, "No, I'm just trying to pick what I'm going to drink because I always try to find something I haven't had yet." And so that gets more challenging with time. And sometimes I get overwhelmed by the beer section, and so I grab something and then run. And this happened to be one of those times. I think I ended up with 3 kind of random beers that I knew I hadn't tried before, and I didn't give it much thought. I just grabbed them and I got out of there. And I'm really glad that I picked this up. Stone, I know, makes some great beers. A lot of them are really big and bold, and I think that an Imperial Brown Ale is just perfect to suit. Like if you're a Stone drinker, man, this is an amazing beer. It has this depth of flavor and this complexity that really elevates the brown ale style, I think. And I can understand why, you know, why they wanted to kind of max that out as much as possible by making it Imperial. And it's very well done. It has this just incredible depth of complexity of flavor. It's malty, it's chocolatey, it's sweet. And then it's abrupt. Like, you know, normally the flavor would kind of be a roller coaster where you can feel the changes between the flavor. I'm going to forget the 3 parts of the flavor. Anyway, of the tasting. the flavor, the finish, and the aftertaste. There they are. Where you can kind of ride that wave between those stages of flavor. But the flavor is just like this complex, malty sweetness going on, and then boom, this abrupt finish happens, and it's dry and it has this bitterness to it, and it's like it's just like clean and quick, and then it resolves after a couple of breaths into this sweet chocolatey aftertaste. It's almost as if you had a bite of chocolate, of a bitter chocolate, or a dark chocolate, and you can taste the aftertaste after a couple minutes. It's really a lot like that. And it's just incredible. It's just so drinkable and wonderful. I can't say enough about it, obviously, because here I am waxing poetic. But great beer. It's just a great beer. Mouthfeel-wise, it's definitely a full-body beer. It's not a sparkling, intense carbonation. It's just nicely carbonated, very drinkable. And I'm not necessarily getting legs out of this. Oh, God, I keep calling it legs. That's a wine thing. Please excuse me. Lacing. I'm looking for legs in a beer. Anyway, which can happen, I guess. But anyway, lacing is what we're seeing here, where there's a little bit of foam left around the glass as you drink down. And usually you see that in Belgian ales specifically, but higher alcohol content beers will do that as well. So I was curious if that was something that was going to happen. So we're seeing that a little bit here, which isn't unexpected for a 9% beer. But the overall impression for a brown ale category is that it's a bigger, bolder version of a Northern English brown ale. And of course, because it's American, it's hoppier. And I think that those qualities hold true here. But even more so. It's bigger, it's bolder, but it's done in a way that's very respectful and, definitely tips its hat in its super classy way to the American brown ale category and the English brown ale categories. It's very respectful of traditional brewing, but pushes the envelope in a really nice modern way. This is just really well done. I love it, obviously, right? I love it. So one of the guys who made this, and it's Steve and Drew, see? Oops. Drew and Steve's, said that he hasn't met a brown ale that he likes, and I can't even wrap my head around that. But having tried this, I can see why he found this to be a brown ale that he enjoyed. So this particular beer can be consumed fresh or cellared, so you can buy a couple bottles, try it fresh, try it after a period of time, and then try it after a longer period of time, and you can see how that flavor develops. I have a hard time doing that personally, because if there's beer in the refrigerator, I'm probably going to drink it. But hats off to you that can cellar beer. So anyway, overall impression, great beer. I definitely recommend you give it a try. I think this is one of the better ones, and I think I'm even going to have to add it to my favorites list. One of the better beers that I've had in a long time. Just super enjoyable, very well done, and amazing. Yeah, it's just amazing. So there we go. There's all my love for that beer. So the history of this particular style is, the history of the brown ale style, because there's no Imperial Brown, but is that it's, a strongly flavored hoppy brown beer originated by American homebrewers. So it's a very organic way that brown ale came to be. And so as we start seeing the trend in American ales having more hops, this really became something that people were trying at home. And then it took off. So most commercial American browns are not as aggressive as the original homebrewed versions, and some modern craft brew examples. IPA strength brown ale should be entered into the specialty category, which is what we're seeing here with this particular imperial version of that. So I love to see how categories expand and grow with time, or break out into subcategories as people are trying new things. So thank you, Stone. This is great, and I love it. So if this is something that you've tried before, share with me down below. I would love to hear that. Tell me where you found it. I found this at Whole Foods. Thank you for the Whole Foods beer experts who are all Cicerone trained, and would love to talk to you about beer. So if you ever have an opportunity to visit the Whole Foods beer guy, I think it's an enjoyable experience if you like beer. So, and particular hats off to Whole Foods Walnut Creek, because they put up with me going in there and saying, do you have anything new and interesting? All right. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Share with me down below if this is something that you have had. What were your thoughts? Did you love it as much as me? All right. Thank you so much. Bye.